to this special tribute race where we're honouring and remembering the late great CPI Schumacher, who unfortunately passed away just a few not so long ago, and it's been and the drivers have come together to honour this on this great driver, and it's a real shame really, and our thoughts are with his family and friends right now. Before we get started, let's just quickly share out the link to the drivers as well, so they can keep up with the action. Give me 1 second. For anyone who knows me, it takes me a while to to get myself sorted. So give me a few seconds, and we'll get into this proper. So, but thank you for joining us. So this is a very special. This is a very special video tonight. So yeah, and hopefully we'll have a absolutely, hopefully have a cracker of a race installed. So just give me a few minutes whilst I get myself going. So yeah, so we're just taking a look at the track layout. Just sat on the screen at the moment, and we'll get going in a minute. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think it's a very fitting race that we're doing a race here at Silverstone here. So it's going to be an emotional night for all these guys then. So we've got 11 drivers in the lobby and ready to go. We're just taking a look at the track layout then. So you can see then that lap record overs by Lewis Hamilton. We're in Silverstone, 18 turns, circuit length is 3.6 miles, and what a fitting tribute this will be. Of course, Schumacher, CPI Schumacher is the name of the. I was just looking for his YouTube channel, and I'm going to go to link it after this event as well. So we're just taking a look at the drivers there. Bear with me a minute whilst I just try and find the link for the YouTube, which I might do after this race. But yeah, this is going to be an emotional one, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, I think it's an absolutely fitting way to honour the great man who raced in AOR, one of the highest leagues you can ever race in, for both from any forms of online racing, Xbox, PlayStation. It's up there with the best league races. Also, he raced in ILR as well. So and I've been watching a couple of his videos earlier on today, and some of his editing skills were pretty good. Some good choice of music as well, actually, on a couple of his highlight videos. I really enjoyed them. I suggest you go and watch it on the. I suggest you go and watch it as soon as I find the as soon as I get the link thrown out to everyone, which I'll also put in the description later on then. So as you can see, then we're into qualifying. So we're just starting in. So we've only got one qualifying session tonight, and it will be 18 minutes long. So there's no knockout stages for this. So this is going to be straight into it straight away. So which is really good stuff. Action as it happens. And unfortunately, CPI Schumacher has left behind a family, and to be honest, I can kind of, as you can see, we got some lovely. Whoa! No worry, we've got a car in the wall. Well, that's not a good start. And we're back on board with NXT B now. But yeah, and of course everyone is running the number 78 as also another fitting tribute. And so remember, it's going to be hopefully. Unfortunately, I never got the pleasure of seeing CPI Schumacher race, because I'm fairly new to the racing scene of online Formula One. But he, like the rest of us, are Formula One fans, and I like to think that all of us that love Formula One should be like a part of a very unique community, isn't it? A motor racing community, and you can see that it's very much a community now. As when we lose one of our when we lose one of our colleagues, our friends, one of our family members in this community, then it's a very difficult pill to swallow. And as I said, I'm very sad not to have commentated or watched the man race himself. But yeah, as I was saying, then unfortunately, a year ago, 2 years ago today, I lost my mother. So really, I can kind of imagine what his family are going through at the moment. But it's a very difficult time, really. So hopefully, but to be honest, we're hoping that we'll have a cracker of a race tonight. And really looking forward to seeing what these drivers can do. And we've got a lot of very talented drivers out there as well. There's I do recognise some of these drivers out there. Of course, Slim. Of course, I commentate on a lot of Slim's races as well. I know Jacob as well. Of course, Jacob a very strong competitor. Samster as well, and we've got a lovely array of cars here, hasn't we? We've got an all black car there from Hilleper. I hope I said his name right. I'll try my best with the names. Anyone that knows me knows that I do butcher a lot of drivers' names. So and you can see an all black car, a bit of a lock up there as well for Late. We'll call him Late. So in the all black car, so he's about to start his lap now. So yeah, and with CPI Schumacher, I was there was one race I was watching in particular in Japan. I think it was a AOR race, and I was watching one of his qualifying laps, and it was mega quick indeed. I thought he was on time trial, because on time trial you have like the car is set up perfectly, isn't it? Well, you set up the car, but in terms of tires, there's no tire wear, there's no ERS usage. The car was set up absolutely perfectly, and the rate he was going around some of those corners in Japan. Of course, Japan is a real driver's circuit as well. It was incredible. So yeah, no, I think it was really good to watch. So I suggest that after the stream, just go to the end. And Slim's just on a 1:29.1 there. Good time there for Slim, of course. Of course, they're in customer cars. So then, and a speed bar is just going as fast as over 1:28.4. These are mega times to start off with. And Joger has just gone fast on has gone fast, and we're just on board with Late, who has just finished this lap, and he has done a 1:29.7 here tonight. Rafa has done a 1:36.8 there. A lovely looks like a Lebanese car there. Beautiful stuff. Great. I'm liking that. Absolutely fantastic. So we got Sam Gamer Official. We're on board with now. Lovely chrome helmet. Some of these cars are absolutely stunning. You can see the pit lane is just before the and coming straight in there as well. Samster also coming straight in as well. Some of these car designs are absolutely fantastic. Just coming out of cops there for Schnitzel. I think that's it. Oh dear. So here comes NXTB, who's coming around. Of course, he's also got a Lebanese car as well. So well, a very unique colour, of course, a Lebanese with a very green and orange and white flag. And he's just about to start his lap now, I think. So he's coming into turn 1. And you can see there taking it a bit wide there. Of course, the DRS. I think there's 3 DRS zones around this circuit. We've got 12 minutes to go, and this session. So we still got quite a bit of a fair bit of distance to cover in this qualifying session. And yeah, looking very good. Of course, on this track as well, I think it's of course on this track as well. I think Schumacher, one of Schumacher's last CPI Schumacher's last races was last video of the stream was actually in Silverstone as well. And again, I suggest you go and watch all his videos, and just and as I said before, his editing skills are phenomenal, and yeah, they're seamless as well. So brilliant stuff from CPI Schumacher. And of course, as we said, the title of this video is a tribute, and this is what this race, if anything, this race is probably is more for like just having fun out there, and just like really showing basically showing them how the community comes together, really. So I just reiterate that as well. Just coming out of DRS zone, so coming down to Stowe, a lovely corner Stowe. As you can see, it didn't drop out of 6th gear there, and I'm coming into the final stage of the lap now. So as you the new, well, I say it's a new part of the circuit. Well, it was new back in 2011, I think it was. So it does feel new to me, because yeah, we've been watching this for watching it for quite a while now. From one, so we've got 7 qualifiers so far. We got Hills Are Up, who I also see as a familiar name as well. Of course, I know just on board with one lovely black and white liveries here. I must admit, I'm really liking the custom liveries. So this is the first race on 2019 that I'm commentating on tonight. So I'm really impressed with some of these liveries. Car 13 there for Hills Are Up. Of course, the other great man to have car 13 was Maldonado. He's coming into the pits. We got Sam out there as well in the. I keep going to say in like in like a team name there, so that's going to take me a while to get out. To get that out of my system, and Samster there is just about to start his lap, and so is Jacob as well. So we'll stay with Samster at the moment, and he's just turning up the wick. So Samster's about to start his lap here in qualifying, and now we're coming across the line. Of course, I also have to stress that of course for the race there are going to be 2 formation laps, 2x2. Like a normal staggered grid, and it will be so that would also be a lovely tribute as well then to the great man. So yeah, it's a bit emotional tonight. So hopefully you guys I hope that everyone would oh, if I spelled tribute wrong, I have. Oh dear. Well, there you go. Well, that's it then, isn't it? There I try and keep it well, that's my reputation gone down the drain, and I'm gonna have to I'll have to rename that afterwards. Sorry guys. Yeah. Well, that made it a bit more light-hearted here. So of course, shoot. Whoa, we got Samster there going flying off. I think that's coming into one of the fastest corners, fastest parts of the track there, and you can see them coming. Oh, I think it's Maggots and Beckett's there. So, oh, that was spectacular, wasn't it, from Samster? As of course, oh blimey, I can't believe I spelled the video name wrong. Outrageous. Oh dear. Of course, Schumacher's real name was, of course, Tarek, and I think that's how I pronounced it right. So of course as well. So that's just a bit of information. Yeah. So I would recommend watching the because he did race in Silverstone just over a month ago now, and of course he's raced in ILR and also AOR as well. And to be honest, and as I said before, AOR is a pinnacle of online racing. So that is an incredible achievement. That's an incredible feat to be racing that high up. Just on board with Sam now, coming across the line. What's he doing? And he's done a 130 somehow, but unfortunately he has made I think he invalidated his time there. So let me just go back. I usually get the stream up, and I just usually just keep an eye on the comments. And yeah, already we've got very, very nicely done as well. So we've got a comment in the section from Sabah. I hope I said that right. Sorry, guys. Is rest in peace. And yes, we're all thinking that here tonight. I do apologise about the streaming name. Yeah, I have to keep it simple words. You see, if it's over 7 characters or more, then you know I struggle. So we're just on board now with Hills Are Up as he's coming across the line now, and he's about to start his lap. We're coming into turn 1 now, then, and into turn 2. This is the newer section of the track, even though it's not really new, is it? It was here in 2011, and he's now beginning. So I think that he's coming into the loop and out of that nicely. Now here's coming up the first DRS zone. Of course, there's just under 7 minutes to go, and we're coming now down the back straight, down the Wellington straight now, beautifully done. And now then, this is where he rejoined the O part of the track. Dare I say, yeah, it's the O part of the track, isn't it? And now into Luffield. You can see that you can take a couple of lines through Luffield, can't you? But you can see then that goes right in the middle of the track there now, coming through. Then this is the O start finish straight. They used to They used to start on, of course, now that's just a support paddock for Formula 2 and Formula 3. I'm so glad they call it Formula 2 and Formula 3 now. A 1:27.9 there for Speed Barry, in doing a really nice job out there, isn't he? He's now 2/10 in front of Rafa, who's second at the moment. We got Jacob in third. They're all on the soft compound tire. There's no more super soft, ultra soft, hyper soft, super hard, all sorts. There's none of that anymore. It's soft, medium, and hard, which is really good for me because I usually get my tongue tied, and you've already probably seen it's quite easy for me to get my tongue tied. And now coming into the final section of lap now for Hills Wrap then. As you can see then, very tight end to the lap, isn't it? And now into the you can see the back end there drifting out. He's done a 1:29 there, and he's up to 7th position. Good time now from Hills Wrap. We've got NXTB, who is also on a lap, I think, and we've got Sam Sturt out there as well. So we've got both Sams at the bottom of the pile at the moment. Just watching NXTB, and I think he's called it a day on that run. So what about Rafa now? So we're on board with Rafa, who's second at the moment. He's 2/10 behind Speed Barry at the moment. Can he get himself? Excuse me. No, I won't be talking through the formation lap. I think it would be silent for the formation lap whilst I saw the drivers go round. So yeah, I will not be talking for the formation lap because I think that is probably the best way forward. That's probably the best thing to do. I would say in this situation. Yeah. I think I think it'd be best if I stay quiet, which to be honest a lot of you will probably be rejoicing. And here comes Hills Wrap then, who's just on a lap of the road. We're now watching NXTB, who is now just restarted his lap, but we're going to keep an eye on Sam Sturt, who hasn't started his time yet. We've just only 5 minutes to go. So now coming out of left field and now into coming to Cops. This Cops corner is amazing, isn't it? Look at that end, as you can see they're not drifting the car too well. That's perfectly done there from Sam Sturt. He's had some of the races I've commentated on this year, he's had a very successful season, hasn't he, Sam Sturt? So just on board now, going into Maggots and Beckett's and coming through now down the back straight and coming up to Stowe now. Such a fearsome corner, Stowe. Schumacher broke his leg, didn't he, back in 99 here? Awful crash that was. Yeah, so because that was a very eventful 99, and he's in the pits then. So Sam Sturt's back in the pits at the moment, and he's just going to change tack. And out of the pits on the medium compound tire is Sam, who is, you can see, just getting his tires warmed up there, and getting himself going. And here comes Jacob, who's on an outlap as well. We've got a bit of a lull at the moment. Here comes Pablo, who is just coming down the Wellington straight now. So here comes NXT then. What can he do then? We're on board the front wing. Look how much simpler the front wings are this year. It's absolutely amazing stuff. And he's done a 1:31.7 at the moment. He is 1,000 of a second slower than his time before. Cracking stuff there from NXT then. Is we're just on board with him now again. Is he's now coming? Is he going to go for another lap? Is these soft tires able to go for a second lap here? Remember, they're all learning. They're all learning, and the cars are slightly different. If anyone's ever driven the Formula 2 cars yet, blimey, that is really difficult, isn't it? And it's I think that it's very challenging, isn't it? And now then coming down then the Wellington straight again for NXT. So Sam Sturt is now just about starting his Sam is now just starting his lap, locking the inside wheel there. Is Sam, who's on the medium tyre though. Everyone else is qualified on the soft compound tyre. So now with the colours for the tyres, it's just going to be red, yellow, and white this season. We probably won't be. We might see the whites if we have a bit of action in the first couple of laps. And as you can see now, coming into left field, of course there used to be 2 left fields, didn't there? Because they used to be more extended. There used to be a mini straight there, didn't it? Until it was changed. I think it was '96 it was changed. Going over the old grid hatch, and now coming into Cops. Lovely stuff here from Sam, looking very much in control as well, isn't he? And now coming through. This is a beautiful section of track, isn't it? Absolutely stunning stuff. Now just running the exit curve there. Of course, I was also watching CPI Schumacher's race in Japan. He had an absolutely amazing overtake into the 130R. Whoa, we'll come back to that in a minute, because Sam had just got a bit of oversteer at the exit of Stowe there, and that and that might cost him a bit of time. Remember, he's on medium tires. He's only got 1 minute to go, so as it were, he's kind of in the boat now. And he's unfortunately invalidated his time. Must have invalidated his time right at the end there. So that's a bit of a shame there. We've got now a couple of guys. Now the track is starting to fill up. We've got everyone who's out of the pits. Who's out on the track apart from NXT. Just on board with Jacob. Of course, Jacob I know quite well, and Sam is now unfortunately out of qualifying. So I think the yellow flag is for Sam, as now we're into just coming into the Stowe corner again. This is where Sam went wide there, and also so did Jacob. Yeah, I was just watching the Japanese Grand Prix. I think again it was ILR, I believe it was, an amazing overtake just before the 130. Oh, very brave stuff, wasn't it? Very brave stuff it was from CPI Schumacher. Absolutely amazing stuff. Of course, everyone know him, because that was his gamer tag, wasn't it? Or PSN name was CPI Schumacher. And it was absolutely stunning stuff. Of course, I'm just watching these guys coming through to the end of the lap now. Slim has just started a lap now. Hills of Rap is on a lap as well. There's Sam's on a lap as well. I'm just taking a look to see who's closest to the finish line. And there's a car just peeling right off the track there. Oh, look at that. Very good stuff. There's a bit of drift in there. So Slim is now all just... So Hills of Rap is the furthest one round then. So he's coming through Stowe at the moment. Cracking stuff there. And I must admit, I really like these modern Formula 1 cars at the moment. And... yeah, guys, I'm sorry, I will change today, but it's really bothering me now. You can see I was in a rush, I was. And yeah, we've got a couple of tributes coming in as well on the stream, so thanks for that, guys. And remember, this is definitely a tribute race, isn't it? Hopefully it's just a celebration of what CPI Schumacher was good at, and that was definitely racing. From my point of view, I've only watched a couple of his streams, and he looks very much and Samson goes second. He looked very much a quality league racer as well. And league racing is not something to be. It's quite a difficult art, isn't it? I've raced in a couple of league races, but unfortunately I was booted out for being too slow. So it's very difficult. I've been playing these games since I think the first game I ever played was the Formula 1 95 version, and Speed goes across the line and does a 1:27.7. That is an incredible time there from Speed. Beautiful stuff, excellent stuff indeed. And that's the end of qualifying, and we're just going to go through the running order, and we'll go from there. So yeah, and so in the running order then, you can see them, we've got 0.3 of a second between Speed and Samster. Rafa in third, 4th position is Jacob, 5th position is Pablo, 6th position is Slim, 7th position is Late, 8th position is Hilserap, 9th position is Schnitzel, I think. Schnitt. NXT is 10th, and Sam didn't set a time there because he had a bit of a swapper on, didn't he? And they're all on the on the soft compound tire. So the proceedings to get in the race will be slightly different. We'll be going for a 2x2 formation lap. They're going to be 2 formation laps, I believe. So yeah. So I'll be in silence for those two formation laps, and then we'll get racing after that. So I hope everyone watching the stream now would well, before we do that, we're just going to take a look at the drivers, and they're just starting up with their setups, with their what fuel they're going to have on. Of course, a lot of them will be locked into what the tire strategy, but after that, it will be after that they can decide on what tires to go on. Will they go on the mediums or will they go on the hards? So here we go then. This will be the British Grand Prix, and remember, this is going to be just a bit of fun here. So now I hope you join me now, as we're going to just be silent then for the 2 formation laps. we go then. And lights out and away we go then, and we're now racing here in Silverstone. We've got 26 laps there. We've got a couple of guys already off the grass there, on the gravel there. And who's that? That's Hills Are Up, who's just trying to get back on, doing a good job to get back on then. Unfortunately, late was a bit late getting off the line there, and he's down to 11th position then. So here we go then. And now then we're just about then. So let's get our let's get all the details up then. Coming through then the first now coming through then into the to complete that one then, as you can see then we're getting coming up into Copse now then. So at the moment then we got Samster leads, Rafa second, third Speed, he's dropped down 2 positions then so far. We got Slim in 4th position, he's up 2 positions, good job there. Pablo stays in 5th, we got Jacobs down 2 positions. NXT is up in 3 positions, so is Sam, who's up 3 positions, and Hills Are Up, who's in skating across the outside of turn 1 there. And we've got Snissel down in 10th position and 4 positions for Late, who did look a bit late getting off the grid there. And we can see then Rafa is now all over the back of Samster at the moment. Samster going a bit wide as they're coming now down in to complete the first lap then here in Silverstone. You can see then there's only one man on the medium tyres, and that is Sam, so he's going to be for more of a longer stint then. We got 26 laps around here in Silverstone, so that one completed. Look at the gap there. We've got 5/10 of a second between Samster and Rafa then. And we've got a yellow flag in sector 2. Who's that? That's Hills Are Up, who is facing the wrong way in the final corner. So we're covered nicely there, and he should be away now. So you can see, so Hills Are Up on a bit of a difficult start here in Silverstone. A lovely onboard shot here on board of the side pod here, and now then coming down the Wellington Straight once again. Then you can see at the moment then all cars will be running at 78 in memory of CPI Schumacher there. And now then as we're coming down into Luffield, then you can see then Rafa is 4/10 behind 4/10 behind him. No DRS yet. Of course there will be DRS at the end of the 3rd lap as normal. So back on the 2018 as well then, that was the same strategy as well. So Rafa now coming through Copse corner now then, so you can see then just on board of him. And now coming through Copse, Maggots, and coming through Maggots and Beckett. Look at that bit of sideways action there from Samster, who leads the pack at the moment. And Slim is flying through the field like a hot knife through butter at the moment. He's absolutely flying up there. And as you can see, then coming down the back straight, and of course Champ 92 also paid his respects as well tonight as keep racing for life. And of course, that's definitely echoed. In this race tonight, and that's definitely what these guys are doing. And the NXT has dropped down to 8th position, and he's going to have a look going into doing a good job there. Samster is just second fast up, but that's just been quickly changed by Speed, who is now up there. So DRS has been able to see race control down the bottom there, and now we're back on board with Schnitzel now, who is in the all black car. Lovely shot here. You can see just on the top of the suspension here, getting a bit sideways there as well, having a look, but not quite there. And at the moment then, so it's Lionel third. Well, let's go back to the front of the pack then. So you can see Samster is now under a bit of pressure now as DRS is available for Rafa, and we got a yellow flag in second. And that's Hills Are Up, who's lost his front wing there. I think that's out of turn 1, isn't it? Hills Are Up is out of the race, unfortunately. He didn't have a good start, did he? So Hills Are Up's out of the race. We've got 10 cars left. So remember, this is not for points. This is not champions. This is not for championship. This is a tribute race. This is it's a tribute race for Tarek, who unfortunately with us, and of course or CPI Schumacher as well. You might know him as well on his YouTube channel, and also Gamer Tag as well. And Samster now then is coming down the back straight for Sam down at the back, and Rafa takes the lead of this tribute race. And look at that, Speed just sneaking on the inside, and Sam is trying to hang out, and he's still through. I wonder if we got a corner cut there, locking up there slightly, and unfortunately Hills Are Up has left the session in, so he is our first retirement of this very special race there. And Samster doing that was great sportsmanship for Samster as well. And we got a great little battle at the back here, haven't we, between between Nate and NXT. Then there's you can see them coming across the line there. Look at that, they're basically he's pushing him along there. Good stuff indeed. Now you can see NXT is defending. The on the start finish straight there was last year, wasn't there? There is not this year. So there's only 2 DRS zones for this race. No, so instead of 3 there, of course, it caused a bit of trouble, didn't it, for a lot of drivers last season. I think Ericsson was one of them that went flying off backwards in cops. And you can see this is a great battle for the lead there, and I hope that Tarek is enjoying this as much as we are. Now he's coming out of left field then, and of course, and going NXT going on the inside there, and Late's having a look around the outside. Is he going to have a switchback? He is going for the switchback, back on board, and now Samson's got a 3-second penalty, and now he's up the inside. Beautifully done there from Late. But man, what is that NXT going to do? We're back on board with NXT, and he's having a look on the inside. Oh my gosh, I thought there was going to be a big old collision there. He's gone wide, so that battle might just stabilise for a minute. So back at the front, Sam Surge just got a 3-second penalty at the moment as they're coming down into Stowe right now. As and you can see then the front 3 covered by just a second. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Rafa leads speed second, Sam Surge in third position. 3 seconds back we've got Slim, then we've got Pablo just in 5th position. Jacob is in 6th. Sam, of course, on the medium tires is 3 seconds back at the moment, but remember his tires are more durable than everyone else's around him, so he's looking at the long game at the moment. So keep Sam in mind. Again, a lovely shot here. Whoa, we got yellow flag in sector 1. What's going on? And it's Samster who is who's facing the wrong way at the moment. He's trying to get back on the track. And he is back on the track right now. As he's dropped down. He's got damage on that car. Let's take a quick look. Of course, the wings are a lot more simpler this year. So none of these elements and all sorts on there. Of course, it makes it a lot more cleaner, a lot more nicer to look at. So unfortunately for Samster, he's dropped down to 9th position. So the bar of the front is now down to 2 drivers, and you can see, look at the heat haze. Very unusual, isn't it, in Silverstone? Of course, Silverstone, the Grand Prix of Silverstone is in a couple of weeks' time as well. And we're looking forward to after an epic race here in Austria earlier on today. Well, I suggest you go back and watch that. And the toilets after the street, but I'll go back and edit my really poor spelling. So yeah, awful stuff. 30 years old, you would have learned how to spell by now, wouldn't you? Blimey. And now then, cutting that 5 and now he's going for a speed and having a look because he was on pole position and he's through into Stowe. Brilliant stuff. Look at that, rubbing wheels there. Absolutely fantastic. Good respect for driving for both these guys then. Coming into complete lap 5 and Rafa going on the outside. Bit of lock up there from speed. And now they're coming in, and you can see then, remember, as we said, there is no DRS zone now in the start finish straight. And this is looking very close indeed, looking incredible stuff. Sam Sir is now starting to come back from the field. He's only a 10th, he's only 4 tenths behind behind Late at the moment, and we're just keeping an eye. Oh, another lock up there as these guys are really punching their tires at the moment, aren't they? So of course, the question will now be about what strategies are these guys going to be thinking about. Of course, they're all on the soft compound tires. This game hasn't been out for very long, and NXT is out of the race, unfortunately. So 2 retirements already, and speed is slowing down there a bit. I'm not sure why he was slowing down. Slim is in third position. Pablo is now starting in the red cut, and also the Lebanese car as well is now coming up behind Slim. Then we've got Jacob in 5th, Sam in 6th position. 7th position is I thought I seen on that Rafa takes lead. I wonder if Speed was just letting him by there. Oh, lock up there from Rafa there at the moment. A big old lock up as well, and that's not a good place to lock up the tyres. And now you can see then he's all over the back. He's got DRS, he's in DRS now. He's pulled out alongside there, having a drag race coming down the back straight. And he's got the line coming into Stowe. He is through and back up into the lead then. Good stuff indeed. Just taking a look, and Pablo is now all over the back of Slim, and of course the battle for the front podium at the moment, and there they are in the background. And what a good start then here at Silverstone. It's quite a long lap around here, and of course the pit lane, I think it's one of the longest pit lanes in Formula 1, isn't it? So let's just hope none of these guys get a drive through. And into the pits comes Samster, so I wonder if he has got a bit of damage there, which is a bit of a shame there from Samster. You can see now that just emphasises what I mean by long pit lane. Look at that, there's the podium there. And So if you get a drive for penalty, this is probably one of the pit lanes that really hurts you. So I wonder if that'll be a factor for these guys going on to the one stopper. So he's in the pits now, and he has not got wing damage. You can see, look how much simpler those wings are. It's actually fantastic. He's on the hard compound tire, so he'll be going very deep in the race. Will he be able to go to the end of the race? That is the question, and we'll find out a bit later on. I'm back on board with Rafa at the moment. Pablo is also on the back of Slim at the moment. So this is the closest battle, and it's quite fitting how it's out in front at the moment. And you can see then this is getting very tasty indeed, isn't it? So I have a feeling this could be a nice long race battle here indeed. So awesome stuff to see then, as we've got another 3-second penalty. This track can be quite harsh on penalties, mainly because, especially if you run wide, I think Cops is one of them where if you run wide. And you can see then he's still in DRS still at the moment. We've now got Slim, he's now got a bit of a queue behind him because he's got Pablo and Jacob behind him now in the battle for the final podium. So that is going to be interesting. Late is now on the back. Yeah, Jacob is through, and because Pablo is in the pits. So Pablo is in the pits, and we've got a 5-second stop-go penalty. That is a big blow, and he's on the medium tyres. So Sam is in the pit lane on the medium compound now, and that could. And I'm wondering why he's coming there. And that's an interesting strategy there. So we've got both cars in the pits. So on the medium tyres now goes Pablo. So he's out of the pits now, and he's got a 5-second stop-and-go penalty here for Sam then, and now he's out of the pits on the hard compound tyre. So and that's Samster, who is gone back into the wall there, and he's damaged his front wing. That's a major bit of damage as well. He is carrying on, but that is a big blow for Samster. He was battling he was on the podium, wasn't he, not too long ago? Now he's right at the back of the field. That's a shame. That's a big shame indeed. Then so back at the front then, Rafa then is all gone a bit wide there. Hopefully he shouldn't. I don't think he might get punished for that as at the moment then. So let's go. No yellow flag in sector 1. Who is it? Ooh, lovely bit of drifting now. No, just saying, look, we got a yellow flag in sector 1 somewhere, but I'm not sure where. maybe the marshal's just picking up some debris. I don't know. Half a second back now, as you can see. Look at the gap then between Slim and Rafa. It's now coming up to 4.6 seconds, almost 5 seconds at this amazing pace of race. Rafa's rolled the dice. He's in first. Remember, he's got to slow right down to 37 miles an hour. I think that's 50 kilometers an hour, isn't it? Very slow in the pit lane. And Slim's in the pits as well, as is Jacob. So we've got a couple of guys that are coming in the pits. Everyone's in the pits, even Late's in the pits as well. And we've got very interesting guys at the back. And Pablo, Sam, and Samster are all pitted at the back. Then we've got another yellow flag in sector 2. Samster is out of the race. That's unfortunate. We lost 3 drivers already. And now coming out of the pits, and Rafa's going to be first out. Then Slim, look at them all. They're all on the line coming out of the pits then. And this is one of the new features, isn't it, on the new Formula game? Is these multi-car, these beautiful custom cars. Some of them are absolutely fantastic, aren't they? You got to unlock a lot of them. And who's that? That is Pablo, who of course made a stop earlier on. He's going to have one lap over medium tyres, but he will be. I wonder if that going to be a problem towards the end of the race. The medium tyres going to get to the end of the race. Of course, we've got 16 laps to go about. And you can see them now coming down the back straight. Then is Pablo. He's within DRS range of Slim. Slim's just come out of the pits. He needs to get his tyres up to temperature. Oh, and Pablo locking up quite heavily there. And as you can see there at the moment, so the front 2 haven't stopped yet. They might be coming at the end of this lap. But how powerful is the undercut here? Is it quite powerful? Is the overcut more the way to go? Usually, not more often than not, it is the undercut which is better. Whoa! Look at Pablo! Great bit of driving skill there to catch the car. Amazing stuff. He's on the he's really got the bit between his teeth here, hasn't he? And look at this then, as Jacob. Whoa! A bit of lag there as well. Lovely stuff. What do you expect for a Radio Formula 1 game? But to be honest, it's been a much positive experience for these guys compared to the old game. Into the pits comes Speed, and so he's down coming in the pits. Where is he going to come relative to Rafa? We'll keep an eye on that. Let's keep an eye on Rafa now then. So Speed is in and out of the pits. Now we got Nixel, who's now leading this race at the moment. I hope that's how you say it. So, and how close is this? He's out of the pits already. So Speed is out of the pits, and he's actually gaining. There's 2 seconds in front of him now, and so oh, look at this, and we're getting very close in between Slim, Pablo, and Jacob. Oh, another look up there from Pablo here at the moment, and Pablo just slotted in between these guys at the moment. So well, what a frantic start then for these guys at the moment, and the field is quite heavily bunched up at the moment. It's 1.3 seconds, and Rafa, of course, got at the moment, he's got warmer tyres than Speed, so Speed is going to have to might just have to keep himself calm, which, to be honest, I think he should be all right, because he's looking very he's been looking very comfortable out there so far. And now then you can see we're lovely onboard action here with Jacob, and the as he's now coming up to Cops now then and you can see 3-second penalty for Rafa there. So I think trying to chase and be in the dirty air where the understeer is probably pretty bad. To be honest, these rule changes for this season haven't really made much in terms of overtaking, has it? Really, it's not. It hasn't made too much difference really. So yeah, it's nice to see the simpler front wings, but it's still not made a great bit of difference. As Thomas, it was kind of underlined earlier today, wasn't it? Really, in Austria. Anyway, now we're coming back then to Jacob. Then you can see we've got a bit of glitch in here and there. Good stuff. Now, ooh, lovely shot here of just on the side of the helmet, Jacob. So this is a great perspective here. Rafa is just set at 131.5 as they come across the line. So Nitzel in the pits now then, so he's dropped behind these guys, and nobody's all gone medium tyres. So you're on the hard compound tyres at this present moment in time. Is Sam, who's 19 seconds back from late at the moment. So Sam would definitely not need to stop again. The question is these medium tyres going to get to the end, or are they going on the 2-stop strategy? So this is going to be the interesting part of the race. And we're coming down the Wellington Straight now. You can see an aerial view of the Wellington Straight. The Kimi Räikkönen had a nasty old crash there, didn't he, back in 2014? The race was delayed for almost an hour, wasn't it, back then? And because I think that was on Mats's 200th race, I think it was, or 300. I think it's 200th race, wasn't it? It can't be 300. And now as Jacob now coming out of left field, now coming up to the old start finish right now. See the car, it looks like it's sliding a bit sideways, doesn't it? Great sliding action here. It feels like a rally car, don't it? Now he comes through Cops here, and whoa, a bit of airborne there stuff from Jacob by the looks. He looks like he was having a bunny hop there. His best impression of Mark Webber by the looks there. As now we're then taking a bit too much curb there into Maggots and Beckett. Goes a bit wide there onto the back straight and still there, but DRS on point straight away, coming down the back straight. And Slim is now 3.8 seconds back. That was up to 4.8, wasn't it? Sorry, 4.6 earlier. So Slim is under a lot of pressure here, but he's definitely trying to chew into Rafa's advantage at the moment. And now Speed is now starting to really stretch his legs to the front, as he's now 2.5 seconds in front, and we're completing that lap 11 then. So on lap 12 then we're almost at half distance of this race then, and it's looking very, very competitive, isn't it, for the podium positions? And Speed is not out of the woods yet though, is he? He's 2.6 is not a good advantage at all. Oh, locking up for Pablo and for Jacob here, and Slim also locking up just in front of these guys. Wow, this is an incredible battle at the moment, isn't it? Fantastic stuff. Now we're on the Wellington Straight again then, so lovely shots here. So the only man who hasn't got DRS is Slim, and he's having a look. Pablo's up the inside. He's at 4. Brilliant. And Slim just staying on the outside there, just keeping his foot planted. Fantastic stuff. Now then, they're coming up to Cops said, oh, and Pablo there, get a bit out of shape there. That's where Jacob was going to be let in now, and Jacob is coming up to Cops. He's got the outside, he's got the racing line. Did Pablo go down? Look, he does. That's a major incident, and Pablo's into the gravel. Oh dear, he's going to recover from there. He's not much damage, I don't think. But I think that he might have. Should have given out the corner there, because Jacob through. Is he going to have a look? He is through there. So Jacob is now. Pablo is now dropped down to 6th position. Late is up into 5th position. So I don't think Jacob got any damage either. But you can see he's lost a bit of time now. Whoa, Jacob there getting very leery as well. Of course. So wow. And, yeah, I think that maybe. Do you reckon Pablo should get in the corner there? Possibly. Yeah, because I think that Jacob did have the race, did have the corner, didn't he, as such? But Pablo's on the inside. But of course, we're not the FIA. We're going to give silly decisions, are we? And which what we've seen in Canada, and hopefully it's not what we're going to see in Austria either. I keep looking at my phone to see if there is actually any decision on that. because I'm really concerned. Hopefully, because well, usually I wouldn't be concerned, but if I have late, I haven't been exactly that good at that. And of course, talking of like overtakes, we also seen CPI Schumacher doing a good overtake in Japan as well. I keep mentioning Japan, it's because I think it was one of my favourite races, to be honest. It's one race that I definitely would like to watch again. He had a Kobayashi kind of overtake, didn't he, in the hairpin in Japan. It was a brilliant overtake as well, wasn't it? And of course there was a bit of banging wheels, wasn't it? And to be honest, it's like, I think, to be honest, that's all fair, isn't it, really, in racing? Sometimes you need to sometimes it's alright to have a bit of contact. Of course, it wasn't excessive, and it's alright, and both drivers to continue. Samster has left the session, unfortunately, and now we're just and I'm just on board then again with DRS is available for Pablo, as he's now trying to make a recovery drive as it coming down into Copse Corner once again then. So Pablo just trying to recover after hitting the back after hitting Jacob around Copse Corner, and you can see the field is starting to get spread out now. So let's just take stock of the race at the moment. So Speed is now leading by 3.3 seconds. He's pulling away from Rafa in second position. Slim is in third position, almost 6 seconds. He's now 6 seconds back from Rafa. Jacob is at fourth position. He's just outside. He's 2.7 back. He's now starting to gain on Slim as well. Slim really Slim hasn't got the pace at this stage of the race at the moment. Late is at fifth position at the moment. He is 9 seconds back from Jacob, and a fourth. And then we've got the closest battle on track at the moment is between Late and Pablo. We're on board. Pablo will come back to the running order in a minute, because he's now coming. He's having a look, and Late going on the outs, staying on the outside there is and slams the door shut. Oh, and a bit of a lock up there for Late there. And now he's coming through left field now, coming on the old start finish right there, picking up a bit of grass there, Pablo is. So let's take a look as they come over the grid Hutchins now. And you can see then he's staying within that slipstream, isn't he? And now he is out of Copse Corner there, and you can see then he's got the momentum, hasn't he? This is probably one of the best pieces of tarmac in the world, isn't it? Look at that, beautiful. And you can see then just hanging on, lovely stuff indeed. And now coming through on the back straight then, and now then he's coming down to Stowe. You can see Late is pulled onto the inside of the corner, but he's going on the outside. Incredible! Not quite up. Late is staying there, and Late still through. Incredible stuff from Late. He's still in fifth position, but Pablo is still sixth. Brilliant stuff from these guys. I don't think the hard compound. Just going back to the racing. Oh, Pablo going wide down on the fountain. That's going to be a warning, I think. Depending on how the game feels about penalties and warnings. To be honest, I haven't really tested track limits much, because I'm struggling to get to grips with this game, isn't it? It's a very interesting game. Oh, look at that, he's going on the inside. Pablo is through. No, not quite. Oh, amazing stuff. Late left him just about a car's width. Brilliant racing from both these guys. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Back on board then. A lovely shot just behind the driver's head. He's going to have a look again. He's going for it. This is a much... Whoa, he's gone wide though. He's gone wide. That was a bit of a desperation move there from Pablo. Brilliant stuff. Late still very calm from Late there. Fantastic stuff now. Because I remember Jacob's got a 3-second penalty there. Of course, the battle forward and fourth, and that's just up the road from these guys. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And now coming into Copse Corner again, and there's this battle is really raging on at the moment, isn't it? You can see that down at the right hand side we've got a bit of telemetry, so that just shows the gear they're in. So he's in 7th gear at the moment, dropping down to 5th. And you can see we've also got the DRS zone is just approaching now. You can see that he's on DRS straight away, and you can see there's a little forward there with a lightning bolt. That just shows how much urge he's using. And now he's having a look on the inside. He is going for it. He is through. Oh, he's in the Late, gone a bit wide. He's put his foot planted to the floor, and he is still through. I wonder if Pablo just let him by that, but no! Amazing. 5-second penalty there for exceeding track limits there, Jacob did. Really wild overtake there, Jacob, but Pablo is up into 5th position there. And Late is down to 6th position. They've lost a lot of time for Nixel, who's I think it's Schnitzel. I keep thinking I'm saying Schnitzel, and I don't think that's right, is it? I don't know. Oh, look at that! This is getting very feisty indeed. Oh, and now he's going on the outside, latest, and he's through. He's back through. And Pablo did have the line there. I wonder if he let him back by there. And then see, he's also got a DRS as well there, so that's a bit of a blow for Pablo there, isn't it? So they have got 11 laps to sort this little feud out. Amazing stuff. Oh, another locking up there. Wow, lock up at a premium here, so it's good stuff to watch, so isn't it? Fantastic stuff. Really enjoying this battle. And to be honest, this is a fitting battle, isn't it? Really for this tribute race for CPI Schumacher. So I'm really glad that this is happening. It's like we put this in the script, isn't it? Fantastic. And now they're coming through. Then Maggots and Beckett's once again. Then it's see, look how much effect and the bit of the dirty air has, and really causing a bit of understeer. And are coming on the back straight once again. Then and they're coming down the hill and down again to Stowe. And you can see again gaining. Late is staying on the racing line, So he didn't feel the need to defend there. Absolutely fantastic stuff, really is here in Silverstone. Brilliant, absolutely mega. And you can see them now. They're coming through the final corner again. Then, and yeah, I'm a bit disappointed they took away the DRS zone there, aren't they? Because that was a real challenge to see if we can get the DRS and keep it open through that corner. And and Pablo's gone wide there, and he's got a massive lock up there from late there. And that was a proper, oh dear. Jacob is now 1.6 seconds behind Slim. So they're all starting to bunch up now. They're all starting to decide that they're coming to the end of the race now. They've done 8 laps on these super soft tires, 9 laps for Pablo. Of course, he was the first man in on the soft tires. So at the moment they're looking good. Is anyone going to bolt in and go to a set of soft tires for the end of the race? That's the question. I don't think it'd be worth it, to be honest. Unfortunately, Sam is really struggling on those hard tires. It looks like I wonder if he just can't get him warmed up, because he is now. That is just a minute behind that Snitzel now in 7th position. So I think he's really struggling, isn't he, Sam, to get those tires in working order, in the working range here. And 2 men who definitely entered the moment. So Speed isn't he? As he's now starting to pull away, but definitely these two. It's definitely lighting up the track at the moment, aren't they? Absolutely fantastic stuff. As they again coming down into Stowe, as you can see then. And we've got a yellow flag in 2 and 3. What's going on? And I think as Snitzel just recovering now. Is he damaged his wing? We had a long shot there, but it looks like he's got away with it. But back to this battle here. And so Snitzel, unfortunately, having an adventure, and he's dropped back quite a bit from these guys. And now this is fantastic, isn't it? See, coming through turn 1. Turn 1 is a very difficult corner, isn't it? And bit of a lock up there, and Late's getting and Jacob put on the power tour. There's a lot of talk in these cars, isn't there? So if you put on the power tour, you're going to be swapping ends, and he has lost a lot of time there, a lot of time indeed. So we'll keep an eye on this battle again later on, but yeah, if they catch up, because now Jacob has got the bit between his teeth and is now starting to home in Slim at the moment. This is the battle for the final podium position, and this is Unexceeded coming into Cop there. Slim going very wide there. He's got a 3-second penalty. Someone else also had a 3-second penalty as well. We're sitting from race control down at the bottom of the screen, and yeah, this has been a lovely race as well. Really fitting, isn't it? And Jacob's also got a 3-second penalty as well. He's not within DRS zone yet. Remember, DRS, he's also used a lot of Urza, so he's going to have to do a lot of harvesting now. Pablo's already back in the DRS zone, so he has got pace over Late, hasn't he? But he's just struggling to get by. Late doing some great defending now. Jacob there going a bit wide there into Stowe. Coming now, and we're going to resume this battle here, isn't it? Because these two haven't finished with each other. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So Speed is still leading at the moment. Then the gap is 4.7 seconds at the moment. He's looking in fine control. Lovely lock up there. Oh, brilliant stuff there. And of course we've got some more tributes coming in. So thank you for everyone. It says thanks for everyone. It's just for commenting on the stream there. Great stuff to see. And it's been, and this race has been a good celebration, hasn't it? It's been absolutely fantastic. It's like it's been absolutely brilliant, and the racing wheel to wheel stuff and everything. Pablo has given us a lot of entertainment, hasn't he, so far? It's been amazing stuff. Pablo in Late has been absolutely splendid to watch, and so it's, as I keep saying, it's a fitting tribute. Brilliant stuff. So yeah, they're coming into left field right now then, and accelerating away. Now coming over the old start grid Hutchins, and of course Silverstone was one of the I think one of the first races. I think it was the first ever F1 race, wasn't it? Back in 1950, and on April the 10th, was it, something like that? I don't know, something like that. And to be honest, it's been almost ever present on the calendar. Of course, we did go to Brands Hatch, didn't we, a couple of times for Mansell won his first Grand Prix, didn't he, in the European Grand Prix, which was at Brands Hatch. All late's gone onto the grass there. That's definitely something that Pablo would like to see. And now he's got in the slipstream, darts out of the slipstream. Now he's going to go on the outside into Stowe, locking up, both of them locking up, and look, he goes wide, and again, Late is just absolutely fantastic with his braking. Oh, locking up again. Those tyres must be screaming in agony at this stage. Their guys are not treating these tyres very nice at all, are they? They're definitely not treating them like they're paying for them, are they? Oh, he's going to have a look in turn one, is he? No way. Oh, he is. Oh, my gosh. Oh, Late's gone wide. And now Pablo's going to go on the inside, coming into... Oh, he's done it. That is absolutely fantastic. Brilliant. Amazing stuff from Pablo there. Absolutely fine stuff from... brilliant racing from both those guys. Absolutely fantastic. And that is perfectly timed as well, because now we've joined the battle for... We've joined the battle for third position at the moment. That was a great move from Pablo there. Surely the move of the race, isn't it? Fantastic stuff. Absolutely immense. We're just going to keep an eye on that battle there for fifth position, because I wonder if Late hasn't finished there though. As just on board there with Jacob at the moment, he is following Slim. He's in the DRS zone now. He's used a lot of overs here, and Slim is used. They're both. Oh, no, there's a lot of oversteer there. Jacob had to correct the car, and that has lost a bit of momentum then, and he is. Well, oh, and Late is still. It's through. He's through, and Late is back through again, and he's back through again. Late is. Wow. Immense stuff, and you can see now. Pablo he squeezed on the inside there. That was beautiful. He Late gave him a car's whip, but that's all he needed, Pablo was, because he's got himself back through. Should we stay with this battle? Lovely shot of the wing here, and you can see, look how much dirt that comes on the wing there. And who is that in the foreground there? I'm wondering. I think that might be oh, that's a big old bang, and that's his Late there who's gone, and Pablo is just waiting there as oh dear, as Late is just trying to get himself back on, and Pablo, I think, good sportsmanship there. Snitsel goes through, but oh yeah, that was it's been a great battle, hasn't it? Unfortunately, they did come to contact, but absolutely fun. That was absolutely amazing stuff. Oh, and Ilza up is again, and now Pablo is through. Pablo's through. I think that the tires might be screaming for Late, because I wonder the temperatures, because the temperatures are probably skyrocketed after that spin, and wow. Great stuff indeed then from both of those drivers. Absolutely brilliant stuff to see. And now back with Jacob and Slim, the battle for the final podium. And the gap at the front is almost up to 5 seconds now, and you can see Jacob looks like he's got the pace, hasn't he? But he's just last time out we just seen him made a couple of errors, which unfortunately lost the momentum now. Back into Stowe again. He's now under 3 times per second. Pablo is going to be catching Snitsel very soon in the battle for fifth position. I'm Late. Hopefully, if he gets those temperatures cooled down a bit, he might be back in the hunt as well. So we might have a 3-day battle for fifth now. And what a way to end this race. And coming across the line then, so you can see both guys that's trying to harvest among Slim now. You can see that we're just taking a look at Scrim. It's a Slim's telemetry there, and you can see that there's a fuel light on this Slim's telemetry, and that is we've come back to the mix. Pablo is getting very interested in Snitsel, and you can see now coming into the final stage of the race. I'm not sure who to look at really. I think we'll keep an eye on this battle here, because Pablo is providing us some absolutely fantastic entertainment today. We've only got 4 more laps. Whoa, and Pablo getting a bit of oversteer there, and luckily there's a bit of concrete on the exit of that corner. So luckily he wasn't going to be the most expensive lawnmower there, as he would have been on the grass and trimming it. And you see then, so he's really on the edge, isn't he, of control. Pablo is. It's great stuff to watch, isn't it? Brilliant. He's got the car alive, hasn't he? Fantastic stuff from Pablo here. He's doing this tribute race proud, isn't he? All these guys are, all 11 of the guys that started. So big shout out to everyone that is participating in this very special race tonight. And Slim is now feeling the need to defend, going down to Stowe. Schnitzel at the moment is also now half a second in front of Pablo. Oh, late just going a bit wide there. He's trying to keep himself up. I think the hard tyres. Oh, it's not. I thought he was going off then. I think there's a sharp change of direction there. And I think the hard tyres is not the way to go. Jacob, look at this. He's having a look. He's going to go to turn one. No, not quite. Not quite at all. So I think they love this camera, don't they? It's good, but unfortunately it's not good when you want to see the action. Well, there you can see Slim just over the cockpit. Oh my gosh, how close was that? That was very close, isn't it? Remember, you've got to be expertly judged then to see, because with the nose and stuff. But yeah, to be honest, it's been very good, isn't it? There's been a bit of contact, but a lot of it's been wheel-to-wheel racing up and stuff. And then Late is now back in the battle as well. And then Jacob and Slim have got a stalemate at the moment. So what about this battle here then for 5th and 6th position? You can see coming around the first complex of corners then. Snips are locking up there. So did Pablo. Now coming through then, I think that's the loop it is, isn't it? Turn 3, not turn 3, I think it's turn 4. And now coming into the Wellington straight then. And down the Wellington straight there. I think Pablo is too far back in Wellington. Doing a good job on the air at the moment. Oh, Jacob's got another 3-second penalty there. Getting a bit too eager. And I think that car in front is Sam, who's on a bit of a nightmare race with the hard tyres. I think he's not even driving the car. That's why he's dropping back. And now Jacob's through. Slim's going back through again. He's on the inside. Jacob has gone a bit wide. We're on board the nose here. And we've also got a battle with Schnitzel and Pablo. Oh my gosh, what to watch. And Jacob, he's going on the inside into the final corner. And Slim is just there at the moment. And I thought he was going to go into one. Look at these guys, they're flying off stern now, and you can see them now, they're coming down the back straight. And now, and again, Pablo, and they got DRS from the lapped car, and he's up the inside of the Stowe. He's through. But Schnitzel is on the outside, but that's great about Stowe, isn't it? You can take some. Oh, he's going for the switchback here into the final corner. Beautifully done. Schnitzel is down to 6th position there, and Late is also through as well. Slim is dropped back again. Look at this wheel-to-wheel stuff as they come through, and this is the battle for the front position. Slim is on the outside here. Jacob's on the inside, almost keeping inside the track limits, doing very hard to stay off the gravel there. Pablo to 5th position. Schnitzel Late is also battling as well for 6th and 7th. I wonder if Pablo's now going to start to. Whoa! Slim just about keeping it on the straight and narrow there. The gap from the lead is now up to 6.4 seconds, and the gap between Speed and Rafa. Jacob is. These guys are 17 seconds back at the moment. As the pace of the front has been absolutely red hot, and now on the DRS so as well. Then coming down the straight now. As you can see, and he's gaining. Oh, and you can see Slim now just getting out of the slipstream, now come back in the slipstream, getting back out there again. And at the moment, he's gone wide there as well. We're on the second to last lap, believe it or not. Absolutely, this race has flown by, and amazing stuff indeed. And you can see we've got a couple of multiple warnings there at the moment. So Slim giving up on this position. Not yet. He's been in the He's been in the podium position for most of the race. So good stuff indeed. And now they're coming down the back straight again, and you can see then that Schnitzel's not doing up on this position, is it? Pablo gets by. It looks like he has the pace, and then when he's in front, he struggles, doesn't he? It's a bit of an interesting dilemma here for Pablo, isn't it? Now they're 33 seconds back from the battle for 3rd and 4th. And you can see I love that black and gold car. I'm looking forward to driving the Haas actually. I love the Haas, it's my favourite livery car, but we'll get back to that in a minute because we're on board Late again. He's going to have a look. Is he going into turn 1? Not quite. He's staying behind the car at the moment. It would have been an absolutely epic move. I thought he was going for a dive there. Schnitzel locking up again. Pablo is struggling, isn't he? For look at this, he's struggling. He's just trying to. He can't get off the corners, can he, Pablo, at the moment? Now all 3 of these guys are going. Well, 2 of these guys are going to have DRS because Pablo will not have DRS because Pablo is not behind anyone. And of course you have to be a second. Now he's going up the inside. He's diving through. He's through. But look at that. And Pablo is having a look. We got a fast up. Oh, Pablo just tapping Schnitzel here as they come around. And Rafa's now set the fast up. The front 2 have just decided to turn up a bit on the final lap as as we're keeping on the front two in a minute, but these guys are kind of hogging the stream all to themselves. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Pablo, Late and Snitzel. Oh, he's on the outside, he's on the out. That's an amazing move, brilliant stuff. Snitzel, that was absolutely fantastic move from Pablo, brilliantly done. As Snitzel has just got to keep in the DRS zone. He should be able to keep in the DRS zone there, as he's 5/10 back there, and he can't now. He's now he's turning up the yards and he's gaining again. Oh gosh, they touched the qualified speed there, and I think that's damn. There's an end plate gone, I think, on Snitzel's car. It is an end plate gone. That's going to hurt him in terms of I think it's an end plate gone, isn't it? Oh my gosh, and the black car behind him was very late on the brakes there, wasn't it? And that's going to, looking late there, oversteer as well, as you can see they're weaving there. So coming through then the final lap, then absolutely fantastic stuff. Now here comes Speed then coming down the back straight for the final, for the 26th and last time. Absolutely fantastic race. Of course, of course there's a point for fastest lap in this year's game, so of course that is going to be very interesting in terms of league racing. Remember though, this is just a tribute tonight for CPI and CPI Schumacher, and I'll tell you what, I hope you enjoyed that race, because we certainly did. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Speed takes the win, Rafa finishes second, Jacob is going to come through to finish first, fewer penalties. Pablo, Jacob and Rafa, Jacob and later also battling. So this is the final then final time they're going to attack each other, and I think that the battle is going to be between them, Snitzel and Late. I think Snitzel has got damage to his end plate. He's going up the inside, and he's through. Brilliant move there. Is Snitzel going to have a lunge? He's going to have a lunge. He is having a lunge. Oh my gosh, how did he keep the car? Oh, and Jacob and Pablo's dropped down to 6th position. Late is back up to 5th position. Oh, and he's lost it at the final. What a lovely way to finish the race. Absolutely fantastic. Well done to everyone that took part today. Yeah, of course, remember, this was this wasn't serious stuff. This was more of a tribute there, and this was a very nice idea as well. So thank you all for taking part today. Excellent stuff, and you can see. And to be honest, I really enjoyed that, and I hope all you guys enjoyed it too. I will share the stream as much as possible. I will throw it out anywhere so that all the guys that knew Tarak can view this. So good stuff. That won the race. Rafa second, slimming for Jacob fourth. Great battle. We had a great battle between Snitzel, Late and Pablo. 5th, 6th and 7th, really amazing stuff. Sam unfortunately was one of the hard tires that didn't work out for him. Sam Sturt, NXT and Hills of Rap all retired from the race. So that has been the tribute race of CPI Schumacher, and I really hope that everyone enjoyed that. Everyone that raced with him as well. It's been fantastic, and it was a pleasure to commentate on this race, and I'm hoping, and to be honest, these guys put on a spectacular race as well. So thank you all for joining us for this special tribute, and yeah, and of course. Yeah, from us here, it's goodbye.